not tracking my eye again? Is that because of the glasses? It's not tracking this eye. I might need to recalibrate the camera again. Let's try this again. Yep, definitely not tracking my eye. What's going on here? There we go. That one's tracking now. Blink. Why is it not tracking? There we go. That's weird. It tracks off of VTube, but it's not tracking on the OBS. Blink. Okay, that one's working. It popped up and said I'm streaming again. What's going on there? Not wanting to track the eyeball. That's so weird. So why does it change? Because it's not, it won't do both. What's going on? It's still not wanting to, Is there something smudged on my glasses? Oh well. Not too worried about it. Oh, excuse me. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get into the talking portion of this. We do have about 9 minutes before we start playing the game. So, before anything, I want to apologize. Yesterday, my brain went completely kaput. For some reason, I thought that I had been streaming for 2 hours, and I had actually only been streaming for 1. So, yeah, when we ended stream yesterday, wasn't full stream. So today, we're going to be doing a 3-hour stream, because to make up for yesterday, and because tomorrow I am going to be late because there's a meeting at work. After that, things should just be normal. Friday shouldn't be an issue. Still not streaming on Saturday or Sundays yet. Mondays are still probably not going to be streaming Mondays. I haven't fully decided yet. I think I need to do another recalibration of the model because the mouse tracking is being weird. I believe it's under this one. Do that one. Auto setup. Yes. Okay, now we'll go back to here. Go back to here. Give it. Wait, hold on. I had one last thing I wanted to do. Now let's do. Okay, I think. Test. His mouth's not one to close all the way, but that's something we'll have to tweak at another time. Let's go ahead and pull this back up. So, today we're going to be doing a lot of MSQ stuff. We should be getting into the first trial, maybe even the second trial. I'm not entirely sure. Every time I try and plan out what we're going to get to, I'm either way too late or way too early and have not put enough time or thought into what we're doing. So we're going to deal with that. I am going to take some time to show you guys the retainer system, or the bit of retainer system that I have access to at this stage. Oh, excuse me. As you get further into the MSQ, you will get more utility with your retainers. You can give them specific jobs. You can have them go out on essentially their own little journey, and they'll bring stuff back for you. Sorry. I am still trying to get over my cough. It's been a while now, and it's not wanting to get any better. I've got more Sprite here so that I can try and clear my throat out. I'm still not sure what's going on. His mouth is way too open. It's doing a weird twitch. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so that's moving fine. It's not wanting to move with my mouth though. Still having issues with the... This is me blinking. And it's not... It's not reacting the way that it's supposed to be. It's real slow to even detect it. Oh, that's fine. Like I said, we're still learning how to maneuver everything here with the model. as I get things figured out, and eventually I am gonna get an upgrade to my computer, and that should help me with some other stuff. The program that I'm using has free download for people who have a NVIDIA RTX card, so hopefully when I get that, that'll help a little bit. Let's see, what else? What else is there? Masana Yoon showed up at yesterday's stream. She's one of the ones that I spent Sunday with, and I was talking to her outside of things in a Discord group that we're in, and she was telling me how to set up the reactive images for if you have a group of people. So might be able to get that set up and working here soon too. I would like to show you guys some of the adventures that I have off of normal streams, but excuse me, sorry. Up until recently, I had no idea how to even attempt it. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to game view real quick. Let's see, what all is there that needs to be explained from the last stream? So, we went from the third dungeon, and off-screen I did a couple of the job quest things. Then we moved into... we went back to Ul'dah, we talked to Momodi, we saw Vision, we met a guy who I said is going to be important, and he is going to be important. We went and we did some stuff with the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We had a little bit of a history lesson there. I talked a little bit about a guy named Louis Soir, which is still important. It's all very, very important for understanding how the story goes sometimes. And from the Scions, we came here to a place called Camp Drybones. We're just in this little crater here. And we're trying to figure out who's been stealing a bunch of crystals and who's been kidnapping people. The last thing we did before I ended stream early yesterday was we went and collected a couple of people from the village who had passed away. And now, with it being officially stream time, we're gonna go and deliver them to the church and bury them, because they're gonna force us to do it. Oh no, first he wants us to talk to the people, and then we'll take them up and bury them. Nope, that's not it. Oh, are we gonna go and see him first? Yeah. We're gonna go talk to Ungst. And that's basically just him saying they're probably not going to talk to you. You're an outsider. Let's do this one first. Hungry beggar. And this is just them all essentially saying the same thing. Leave us alone. We don't want to talk to you. Oh, that's a nice mount. I like that mount. So, a lot of what is coming up is just important story stuff that doesn't really have too much. We don't want any of that. It's not too terribly exciting. It's a lot of reading, unfortunately, and I will do the best that I can to give you the Spark Notes version of it. Yeah, this is us going up to bury the dead. And we'll, is this the one that we meet? I think this is the part where we meet the Marquis. Talk to... Yep. This is where we go and talk to Marquis. He becomes very important as well. Let's see if we can zoom in on him. So, yeah. He'll become fairly important as we progress. Back down. There you are. This is all... We're still trying to figure out what is happening to everybody. And, not really having any luck. Which is exactly why, as I said in yesterday's stream, it was a bad idea to have us, somebody completely brand new, lead the investigation. And here comes Thane Cred. Give us some advice, Thane Cred. And I skipped past his words. I apologize. No, no, no. Surely a person of the church wouldn't be hiding people away. That's not a thing that would happen. Oh, I need this one. We do actually need this because here in a bit we're actually going to need to talk to people, and we'll need that one as well. Yeah, now we're supposed to go back and try and find her and essentially interrogate her. This one there. Okay, yep, this isn't the other one. Yeah, we're gonna go up there to interrogate her and find out she's missing. Just gone. Not sure what happened to her. I don't want this. I'm a high enough level right now that I really don't need any of these fates. And am I high enough level that those guys might not target me when I go by? I'm pretty sure it's 11 levels, and I think I'm over that. 16 to 29. Yeah. So I've mentioned a couple of times that there's a difference in these names. It's the symbols right in front of the level. If you've got a blue one, they're not going to attack you, no matter what your level is, unless you attack them first. But if we go down here a little bit, I know we need to be there, but if we come down here, you see that they have a little red border around their name. They'll attack you unless you're... I'm pretty sure it's 11 levels higher than them. Wants me to go back down. So we'll find out here in just a second if they'll attack me. I'm pretty sure it's 11 levels. Hi, you want to attack me? You want to attack me? Nope, okay. So, I'm definitely higher than the level. Those are 17, so I couldn't even test out with them. You could take the safe way, go down, or you could just not worry about it because fall damage won't kill you. So you just go whoop right on down. Hello, Isambard. So we talk about she got attacked. Now she's in a hospital here. leggings? I probably do. I need to be up. Can't wait to have my mount. And I've talked about the mounts before. They are really helpful. You get through things a lot faster. For the sake of getting through some streams a little bit faster, I have purchased the one from the cash shop. It's a little bit faster than your starting speeds. It'll be in max speed everywhere. Yep, there he is. I see him. And I think that we're actually high enough level that I don't have to worry about these guys either. So we're almost level 30. Tancred, hello. And he just wants me to sneak into the Amalja camp. You're an 18, I'm a 19. That's 11 levels. Let's see. Hey, you want to attack me? Absolutely not. So it is at the least 11. It might be 10. But yeah. Otherwise, I'd have to fight these guys to get in here. Got it. And now we'll just walk out. But yeah, I've always compared these guys to... oh, what am I thinking? They're not like corals. There's another enemy that has a very similar look to these guys. And I can't think of their name. They're kind of like the dog enemies in Final Fantasy VII. They have just this one long tendril. Did I find anything? Yes, I did. Here. And it's just leaflet to try and get people to join a religion. That is what ends up being how they're taking these people and kidnapping them, is by pretending to be this religious group that's offering aid. And, yeah. If memory serves, they're just using the Amalja to raid caravans that have the crystals. This one, I believe, is where I need to go and talk to Osen. Because she's in the hospital. And this is us kind of still thinking that she's the one who did it. It's not that one. It's this one. Yep. Orson. Give you this. What do you think of this? Blasphemous, not their teachings. So, this is her just saying, yeah, this ain't us. And him saying, yeah, let's just go out here, I got an idea. And now we talk to Isambard. He gives us the last piece of clothing. That way we can start talking to people, and they'll tell us more. Give me that one. This is the one. So before I do that, I am going to go ahead and put on... not that one. No, where are you? Cotton trousers. And the goat skin leggings. Is it this? No, because if it was any of that, then they'd already have had it there. So... we'll talk to you now, except... unusual activity. Let's dress like commoners. And I am already ahead of you. At least I think I'm wearing the right stuff. Yeah, you need to wear what they wear, blah, 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 blah. Speak with the locals in weathered shepherd's tunic. I don't think that's what I'm wearing. I'm using the cotton acton. That's this one. I need this. And what's the other one? Pair of weathered slops. Alright. Let's start there and work our way around. Ow. There's somebody in here. This is basically just showing the state of how people are being treated. There's pretty much no hope of work here. Just like there's no hope for work at Ul'dah. And they're basically telling all the refugees, good luck, not our problem. I believe this one's just right up on that ridge up there. So I guess while we're doing this, I'll go ahead and talk about some of the other stuff that we'll be kind of working on. I had mentioned that I wasn't going to do anything who did they just kill off? Oh, okay, that's a fate. I don't want to deal with that right now. I said I wasn't going to do anything crafting or gathering, but I think that it'd be good to at the least show you guys some of it so that you can kind of see what it's like and decide for yourself whether you would like to get into it or not. I like crafting and gathering. It takes up a lot of time, so if you don't have a lot of time, maybe just skip it. But we'll, I think we'll maybe get into that a little bit today. Okay, sorry about that. So before anything, we're going to go ahead and put our good equipment back on. Now, a little while back, we finished up a quest, and we got these little things. These are a godsend, because otherwise, you're spending, I think it's 999 to get to Horizon. Oh no, it's only 320 from here. But you're still going to be spending a lot of money to teleport here, and it's not even going to get you to where you actually need to be. So instead, they gave us these tickets, which will automatically take us straight to where we're needing to go. Because we'll be coming back here a lot, and there is no aetheryte crystal. So, for reference, this zoom in a little bit. This right here is where we would have warped if we'd have just gone to Horizon. And we still got all that space just to get to here. And even this is still on the opposite side of the town. Hello, Tataru. And this is... Okay, now she wants us to go to Dry Bones so that we can learn about materia infusions. Materia was brought about in Final Fantasy VII, but they were kind of a thing in Final Fantasy VI. They had Magicite, which was almost the same thing, except the Magicite gave you certain stat buffs and taught you specific magics, whereas Materia was just one magic line. So you'd have a Cure Materia, you'd have a Fire Materia, which could go up to level 3 on, I believe, both of them. I think some of the Materia could go to level 5. Whereas with the Magicite from Final Fantasy VI, it was the more you leveled up and became attuned to it, the more spells of different types it was going to teach you. Yeah, and this is just her wanting me to go to Dry Bones. Is it Dry Bones? No, I'm sorry, not Dry Bones. She wants me to go to Blackbrush. And this is another thing that I can explain real quick. Your weapons and armor, if we look at this, I can't, okay. So I'm going to have to do this. If you look at right behind my horn, you'll see Condition and Spirit Bond right here, right there. And Spirit Bond is what we're looking for. Once your Spirit Bond with a weapon or armor is complete up to 100%, you can turn it into materia. The type that you're going to get is going to differ depending on, I believe, class and the importance of the piece of armor. Or something. I can't remember exactly what all changes it, but it's going to be dependent on the weapon and armor. And sometimes the class. I know that for crafting and gathering classes, you'll get crafting materia and gathering materia, which will do its own thing. But basically what's happening is we're about to learn how to put that materia into our weapons, which is not important to us right this second, and I went the wrong way. You can go through pretty much all of the normal content for this game without ever touching materia. When you get to your end game stuff is when they start asking you for weapons that have materia and the materia inside of your weapons actually being important for stuff. But until then, really, you're going to learn about it here and maybe touch it once or twice, but you're going to change weapons and armor so fast that it's not important until the end of each expansion. This is just them showing us that stuff. It's not important. It's not important for the story. It's just, this is how we do it. Oh, I guess instead of doing that, we could just use another one of these. So now we'll go back there. We'll give her the dagger. Then we'll go back to Dry Bones. And right after we get back to Dry Bones, we should be doing our first trial. So we got through that pretty quick. I really thought that there was a lot more. Bird feather. Welcome back. Come on, come. Stop moving it and progress, please. Thank you. Give it. That's gonna give us a level 18. We're not worried about that. Yep, here we go. So this is gonna take us into our first... It's not gonna take us straight there. We've got like a mission to do right for like before it, but we're about to go into our first trial, which is going to be against Ifrit. It is raining. Why is it raining? Hello, Flame Sergeant. Give me the information. And this is just him telling us where they're going. Which we've already been to, believe it or not. Up there where we saved Orson, right around the corner from her, is where they've been taking all these people that they've been kidnapping. Got another? Well, thankfully I don't have to deal with you. Sorry, sir. Out of my way. So we've got this that we've got to do. And then right after that, it should take us into the trial. or into the area right before the trial. There's Ungust again. Come to find out that this was all a trap and Ungust was never really going to help us. This one is not too terribly important. We're going to run around and kill some of the little Amalja guys. Just get them out of the way. Oh, I don't have that skill. Are you kidding me? I want to take out as many of these as possible. We want to make sure that I believe Sergeant is knocked out. As you can see, these guys aren't too terribly hard, but they do just keep coming. Why are you not targeting the one right up in front of you? I think I've got my settings buggered up a little bit. At this point, they just keep coming. We just need to knock him down a bit. Then it's just a matter of there's just too many of them and we get captured. Where's my drink? There it is. now we're in this pit that doesn't even seem to have an exit. So how did we get here in the first place? And this is where all these people who were kidnapped have been brought to. And now, come on. Thank you. Now we are going to do this one with a NPC party. Just so that we can get it and get it done. Once we get to a certain point, we can no longer use the NPC party in A Realm Reborn. I don't know about in Heaven's Word or anything beyond that, except for Shadowbringers. Excuse me. This is just their little ritual to bring their god to life. The way that the primals work is they're constantly in a state of life and death, and they can actually be brought into the world of the living if given enough crystals for energy. Also, the more crystals and energy they are given, the stronger they are. So while he's no slouch, he's not at his full power. And there's not even a for sure what is his full power. We don't know. Oh, they're gonna... Ha! You can get rid of that, please. Get rid of it. So, there's a lot of stuff to dissect in this. A lot of it I don't understand because I haven't played it as other classes. The DPS effect is still very much poke it in the butt till it's dead. There are some changes that come in later versions of the fight, but for now it's basically the same as always. He's got that flame breath which attacks in an area. We got to get out of that though, because that is an explosive Now, you saw it. It just explodes. Can I? There it goes. I don't know what happened there. It just decided not to want to do anything for a second. I am looking for something just in case it is in this one. There it is. You want to get rid of this as soon as you can. If you're the tank, stay on the boss. Let your teammates take care of this. Okay, now he's going to come down and deal a bunch of damage. We're going to go ahead and use our limit break on him. Oh, dang it. I don't think I'm in and out of that. Oh, I did. Okay. I didn't get out of that one. In fact, I got hit by it twice. Get hit by one of them for sure. And done. So, the first versions of most of these fights are going to be extremely easy. React to what's on screen and you're fine. Some of them, as I get further into the game, will become quite a bit harder. But let's get this out of the way because there's stuff happening. And Thancred shows up. Wonderful. So happy that you showed up after everything's done. see that we are still being watched. And by Nero of all people. We've seen Nero a couple of different times. Trying to remember what her name is. Oh, they just said it. It's Livia. Livia Sons Junius. We're just gonna leave them all in this ring of fire. Goodbye! Am I gonna be able to get into the other ones or not? Oh, I'm just gonna step all over these people. Sorry. Hello? Give me just a moment. It appears that my mail just got here. Alright, I am back. Get everything resituated. Alrighty then. Yeah. You were apologizing because you were useless in pretty much this entire endeavor. You should have been the one in charge. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I have earned myself a rest. We're not gonna get a rest. We're not gonna get a rest. And once Once again, we're going to go into our little thing here. I'm not worried about this treasure coffer because I've already got better weapons. If I decide to go and start up a new job, then I might. But for now, we are more... Bird Feather, why are you still here? Go home. Okay, I don't really understand why you're there, but okay. Thancred is already here because he is. Give me items and thinking. And he's just gonna go into the same stuff that I've been talking about for multiple streams now. Crystals, energy, to summon the primals. People, sacrifices, give them strength. It really does not take 20 different times of saying it. He goes into a little bit more of the aetheric undertones of it, but that's more or less just an excuse to say magic. And there he made mention of Louis Soir again. I don't think we've seen anything about him up to now. I know that we will see stuff about him later. We'll even get to see exactly what he looks like. This is... okay. Okay, I think I know what this is. I think we're going to go back to all three of the towns. Okay, yeah. Just talking about us. And what we've done so far. Fame comes with it all, blah, 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 blah. I have guests, which are the representatives of the three different factions. We have... the guys in yellows are the yellows. Okay, thank you. Guys in blue are the flames. Guys in yellow are the serpents. And the guys in red are the storms. They are from... the flames are in Ul'dah. The serpents are in Gridania. And the storms are in Limsa Lominsa. And basically this is just us getting access to some of the heavier stuff. We're going to pick one of these as our grand company, which will later allow us to do a couple of other things. Like, and the most important, because we want it and we want it now, we're going to get our mount very, very soon. This is not important. We are going to skip this. It's just them telling you who they are, where they come from. Speak with Tataru. Where is Tataru? Tataru is all the way back out. Thank you. Why did she come in just to leave? I mean, seriously, why did she come in just to leave? Because in that cutscene, she came in with all three of them. So why did you leave again? Come on, Tataru. And she's just explaining what grand companies are. Basically, we are, story-wise, no. Now is when we're going back to see the services. Basically, story-wise, what it is we're picking one nation to work for as kind of a paramilitary. We're not fully in it. We can still do whatever the heck we want because we're special. But we are now able to work more closely with them. Yeah. It's kind of a... the Aetherite. Thank you. We need to go to Minketo. Go to Minketo. Thank you. Essentially, they're all the same. There is a little bit of a difference in the way that some of the stuff looks. Your chocobo will look a little bit different because it'll have a different saddle on it.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The three seed seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Okay, so this I feel I need to kind of address again. In the original Final Fantasy XIV, because it did have an original, and that's why this one is called A Realm Reborn. It was unfortunately a flop. It didn't handle well. There was a lot of issues with it. People complained, and thankfully, the developers listened. They decided, you're right, if this is not going to be what everybody wants, we need to fix it. So what they did was, at the end of it, At the end of its service time, they created this event that essentially destroyed the world. And it was, I believe they removed the ability to revive. So when you failed, it was done. It was just done. And it ended with this big fight. It had the Garleans. It had everyone in the different factions of Eorzea, the Gridanians, the Limsilimensons, the Uldans, and the people that were following them. And they're all in this giant big fight together. And it ended with essentially a giant explosion. Well, the adventurers, the player characters, they all got wiped from everybody's memory. They remember that they existed. They can't remember what they looked like. They can't remember their names. So that's what she's referring to right now, is how do you honor the memory of somebody that you cannot remember? Somebody that you can't even 100% be sure even ever existed.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood.
I don't
Let
believe
none
that we've
be
run into any of
mistaken.
these yet.
The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For we must think of the
I
children.
skipped it.
Woods
I
will be
apologize.
done.
It's up to us to protect the
For
forest.
the elementals!
I'm gonna let them finish what they gotta say before I start talking.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
Now, in case you guys don't remember, these are the twins that were in the carriage with you at the beginning of the game. I say carriage, depending on where, what class you started and what town you started. They show up in different ways. For Limsala Mensa, they're on a boat with you. Here in Gridania, they're on a carriage. And I can't remember what the situation is for Ulda. I think it's another carriage, but I can't be certain. But yeah, they were in there, and you see them as you go through the story. The last time we saw them was here in Gridania. We were talking to Mother Muni from the bar, and they were walking out of the tavern. I think we might have actually seen them in in Ul'dah as well. They were also walking out of a tavern. But we've seen them every so often.
You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
And now they're basically just saying that, yeah, the Twin Adders, they have a good cause. They could use the help. And that's basically what we're going to see out of every single one of these that we go to. It's them showing up, talking to us out of everybody else, and then saying, yeah, these guys could use the help. Talking about the Ixal. They do talk about the different primals for each group. The Ixal worship Garuda, which that's one of the trials that we'll eventually do as we continue on. Who is the enemy in Ul'dah? No, Ul'dah is the Amalja, and they were Ifrit. And then the Lemsa Lemensa is the Sahagin and Leviathan. And there's something else there too. I can't remember. Oh yeah, there's also the Sylphs here. They follow Ramu. Yeah, this is more talking about there is one other tribe here as well. It's the Mughals, and their primal is a special case. We'll talk about that a lot more later. Now we go back to where? There you are. Yeah. We'll wait to do that until we get to... So we're gonna go back to the Grand Aetheryte Crystal. Or the Gridanian Aetheryte Crystal. Scooch up a little bit. Oof. Because our next trip, we're going to go to Lemsa Lemensa. And I could just teleport to Lemsa Lemensa, but I want to show you guys why it's sometimes better to not. So if I go to if I go to teleport, to get to Lemsa Lemensa, it'll cost me 617 gil. Not a lot considering that I've got 17,000. But if we come here and say, let's go here, that's 120. And we're going to be pretty much in the exact same place. So, yeah. When you get to the end and you have more than enough money, not a big deal. But if you're doing anything with crafting and gathering, you're going to want to save money. Because you're going to be buying a lot of shards. A lot. You can farm the shards yourself. You can go out and mine them. You can go out and cut trees for them. It takes a long time. And that's all going to be stuff that when you get to the higher levels, it's going to be easier. Oh, I didn't mean to do this. Get out of there. And we need to go to the stateroom. Where is the stateroom? Oh, that's just... Okay, yeah. You take me up to Bulwark Hall. This should put me right in front of it. Now, essentially, all three of these are just going to be the people who you went and talked to. When you first got your airship pass, you went and you talked to Merylwib, who is the one that we're about to see. You went and saw the Elder Seedseer, Kane Senna, who is the one that we saw just a bit ago. And you saw Rauban, who's in Ul'dah. I believe this one goes a step further when you go back to Ul'dah and you meet the Sultana, who is like the actual leader of Ul'dah. Yes, we will do this.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Carteneau. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder, beneath the surface one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano.
So, going back a little bit, She's talking about when Limsa Lominsa was first created. I can't remember the name of the ship she just said. The Galadrion or whatever was their main ship, and it crashed upon the rocks, and that's what they used to build the start of Limsa Lominsa. So a lot of the stuff that you're walking on is part of an old ship that they used to travel the seas.
The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Yeah, the Sahagin being one of the tribes here. They worship Leviathan.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push
yes, the
ever
kobolds.
south, despoiling our lands as they go.
And the kobolds follow Titan. So, going back to the dungeons, the very first dungeon that we did, the final boss was a Sahagin. He was, I believe, a rather large Sahagin, but a Sahagin nonetheless.
These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long.
Sorry, had to stretch.
We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
And now we get a little history lesson from the twins there.
Fancy meeting you again.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yep, the Sahagin and Primal Leviathan, and the Kobolds, and their god Titan. Yep. We would be such a valuable asset. And as you can see, the sister is still very much weary of us. She doesn't really want to trust us quite yet. Now, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter who you join. The story will not change. It's just you will work with all three groups to fight the different primals. Oop, my sound went out for a second there. But yeah, we will not be worrying about who to join. It doesn't really matter. I will probably end up going with the Twin Adder because that's just the hometown for me. I go to Gridania a lot. I guess we could talk about Frontline real quick. This is a PvP thing. It's not the only PvP thing, but it is a PvP thing. There are some armors that you can only get through PvP that actually look pretty decent. I think they've also got some mounts. Let's not be stuck in the light. And some pretty cool looking weapons as well. So if you have any interest in what I'm going to call the fashion scene, you may want to spend some time doing frontline missions. You may want to spend some time at the Wolves Den, which I'll unlock at some point, I think. You need wolf marks to buy the different stuff. For me, it's not really important. I think that there are a lot cooler gear that show up later on in the game. But I think one of the people that I was playing with on Sunday, they have a whole glamour that was based around stuff that you can get in the PvP sections. Okay, so before we go, we're looking at Ul'dah now. 456. Yeah, so we're going to go to Ul'dah, and it's 120. That's a lot to save. We don't need to watch this. This is important. Now, once we get done in here, we are going to spend a little bit of time. I'd mentioned that we were going to try and grab some crafting and gathering. I should have grabbed one of them while we were out, but we want to go to the Husting Strip. We're going to pick up mining while we're here, because it's just... Actually, no, because fishing doesn't really give you a good idea. I'm going to grab mining so that you guys can see what gathering is like. Fishing is technically a gathering, but it is very different. And then while I was in Limsa, I should have picked up blacksmith. Probably should have picked up armor smith as well. Yeah, one of the two. It wouldn't matter. So there's Rauban.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself.
And the Sultana.
Rauban as well.
The Sultana is another one of my favorite NPCs. Rauban is very cool. I really like Rauban.
Drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
Sorry, just a moment.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard.
Right there.
Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we.
And you'll notice that each and every group says the same thing. We had it hardest.
Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade.
Yep, which we've already kind of dealt with them a little bit.
Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
So, before I go into their whole thing again, the Flames are generally the group that I join, because I spend a lot of time in Ul'dah as well. When I do play, I spend a lot of time in the Mining Guild, in the Goldsmith Guild, and it's just one of the big places that I have to come back to all the time. I don't know. I may, just because I've already done it so many times, continue with that. But I don't know. We'll see when we actually get to the choice. Yeah. So, Ul'dah only has the one tribe that they have to worry about, the Amalja'a. They don't have to worry about a lot of other things, but because it is just the one, they have to deal with the Primal Ifrit a lot, because they just keep summoning him. Yes, we've already met with them. We've already defeated the Primal Ifrit. I thought that was the whole reason why we were out here, was because people knew us from all that. Yeah, and this is just talking more about all this other crap. Yep, they keep coming here because this is a place of fortune. You'd think that a place of fortune, you'd be able to find some kind of a job. Can't find any jobs because the place is very, very corrupt. Yeah, resources are always an issue. Yep. And a good adventurer like yourself, you do real good in this group, you know? Yeah. Let's see. There is a little important thing about the twins, which I'll kind of let be revealed when it happens, but yes, and now she wants us to go back and pick our grand company. Well, before we do that, jump down here. I need... You'd think as much time as I'd spend here. This one? That's the goldsmith, and then the... Yeah, miner's down there. Okay, so we're gonna come down here, grab this. Yeah, we'll grab the Goldsmith Guild, because it'll be easy enough for me to show you guys what crafting is like with them. So grab this. And you guys, if you are playing this, you should already have all the Aetheryte crystals by the time you get to here. As soon as you get to the new towns, you want to grab every single Aetheryte crystal. I didn't because, I didn't feel like I needed them. But you guys will want every single one so that you can get quick access to everything. Yeah, yes. Thank you. Hurry up. Stop talking to me and just give it. Yes. Okay, now I talk to... Where are you? There you are. Serendipity. Leader of the Goldsmith Guild. Give me the goldsmith thing. And this is another one of your jobs that it's going to have its own storyline. The storyline is going to be important for it, but... Oh, that's not one. Okay, I guess I could talk about gear sets. We want to make sure that we have our different classes with its own gear. So that when I go and I change into this, I'm not going to be naked. So we will add... Get out of the way. We will add this as a new one. Now if we click this one, we will just equip into our thing and we don't have to worry about it. At some point, I will put all of these into their own thing. If I go here, I can actually... Where is it? I think I could just do this. And then we'll do this. So if I go and hit that, I'll just change right into my Lancer gear. I don't have it set up for the other one, so that's not too terribly important. But we'll go ahead and grab this first quest so that you guys can see what this is like. Would you stop moving it and just click? Okay. This is going to show you how to do it. It's going to be under... Is it B? No. N. N. N takes you to your crafting log, which is going to have every single crafting job you can do. So if you happen to be a weaver, which is this one right here, you just click that and it'll take you to your weaver. I don't have weaver, so it's not going to take me there. So what she wants me to do is to make a single copper ingot. In order to do that, I need 1 of these wind shards and 3 of these copper ores. Now, if I had gotten miner and done it first, I would already have copper ores. We're going to go over to the supplier because I just need to grab copper ore, 3, and that's only going to cost me 6 gil. That's not too bad. But as much as you can, you do want... Shut up about shops. As much as you can, you want to be getting and making your own crafting materials. That's not the one. In. Thank you. So now that I have the crystals, I have 113 of the one I need. And then I have 3 of 3. I just go to synthesize, and it's going to ask me about this. Go away. All you're going to have at the start is your basic synthesis. And it's, I believe, going to do 6. Yeah. It's not going to be too hard to get the first couple of levels done. Once you've synthesized something, you can quick synthesize it. Well, I guess you have to be... What is it? I can't remember. You got to be a specific level to quick synthesize things. If you're really interested in, like, high-quality stuff, you're going to want to do everything by hand and not quick. You. Yes, I gave. Give. And then you're not important. She's just saying, hey, you did a good job. And then she's going to give me all of the ore I need to work on more of this. We'll go ahead and synthesize these up real quick. Very easy. Now, I'll show you in the next one. I was about to talk about the durability. So, here, you'll see durability 40 of 40. Every time that you use a skill, which, unfortunately, this is a skill, it will take the durability down by 10. So, it went down to 30. If you go down to 0, you just fail. It fails the crafting completely. You need to get your progress done before you hit 0. Let's see if I can get this up to... Before I do that, actually get out of there. Equip that. Okay, now we'll go back here. I can't remember what level you have to be in order to quick synthesis. I think it's level 10. I could be wrong, though. but you will have enough stuff to work with to get you to your next level. Because at level 5, you'll open up the next one. If you're doing multiple crafting classes at one time, that's going to help you fill out some of your other clothing slots. Oh, I don't have enough. That's fine. But that gives you a little bit of an idea of what you're going to be doing for crafting. If I go into... Nope, that's not it. It's probably B, and I just don't have it yet. If I look at this one, it requires different stuff, and this one requires different stuff. Copper rings require copper ingots, which are what we made here. Some of these later things will require the copper ingots. Leather you can get through Leather Worker. Copper rings, you can make that right here. I'll go ahead and make 2 copper rings, or 1 because I think it makes 4. This is talking about improving the item quality because we just got basic touch. That'll increase your quality. If you raise your quality all the way up, it gives you a high chance of making a high quality. We're not worried about that at the beginning. Did that make 1 or did it stop it? Okay, that only made 1. So we'll go ahead and do this one. And then once we've got all of them, we can make this, which is going to take a bit more. It's a 33, and it has 60 durability, which is a little different. Most of your materials are going to be 40, and your equipment is going to be 60 and up. But that is all you really need to know about the crafters. Some of them are going to require stuff from other crafters to use. So you'll find a lot of your crafting stuff is going to be sold on the market boards a lot. For Goldsmith, a lot of the stuff that we're going to be making is going to come from the Miners Guild. Get this. We'll go down here real quick. Now, I'm not going to get a chance to actually get out and show you this, but I'll be able to show you the Gatherer's Log. Wait, I should have the No. Because fishing is different. Yes, I want to join. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want you to stop talking now. Pretty much none of that is important. That's just her. Yes, I already said I would. Give me my pickaxe. I will say, because I don't plan on doing much with the marketplace in this game, not this world or server. One of the ways that I made a lot of gil when I was playing really, really heavily, get yourself a house, or if your free company has a house, make sure you get an NPC that will sell you stuff. Because those NPCs have iron ore, which you can go out and mine for yourself. It takes forever to get. But if you craft those into bars, or even just sell the ore itself, you can usually make a good amount of profit off of just that. You want to be careful about doing it, though, because if other people see you massively selling iron, they're going to get in and start selling iron. Yes, give. Give it. Not inventory. Character. Give. Equipped. Gear list. Add. Thing. you. And she's going to give us our first quest, which is to go out and... Stop talking, please. She wants us to go and get copper ore. I can go out and grab it, or I could go to the goldsmith and just buy them. We're not even going to do any of that. We're going to go... Here we go. This is your gathering log. As you can see, it's got 4 different sections. As you level up in either miner or botanist, you'll get a secondary tool that you can use, which will gather different things from the main tool that you use. You're going to go by levels. You get the copper ore, fire shard. Fire shard, ice shard, wind shard, earth shard, lightning shard, and water shard are shared through all of them. It doesn't matter if I get it from this. Well, maybe it does. It's been a while since I did both at the same time. But once you get these, they're pretty much done. You don't have to worry about them. But you will end up going back and getting all of these, especially wind shards. I spent many days back to back to back just getting wind shards. Muddy water, bone chips. Yeah. You're going to go, it's going to have a, let's say right here. There's just going to be a shining spot, kind of like our destination markers. And you'll click on it. It'll bring up the list of what you can get from that spot. And you'll click on it. And that's it. After you get so far, you will then have access to different skills that will raise the chances of collecting more items or high quality items. But I don't think that high quality... I don't think the materials come in high quality anymore. I think it's just chance of getting it. So we're going to go back to Lancer. And I need to go back to Minfilia. Ow, my back. I guess I probably could have also went ahead and shown the retainers while I was there. That's okay. We'll do that when we go to Gridania. Because I'm pretty sure that's the next place I need to go. You're still here, Birdfeather? What is going on? Are you okay? Ah, yes. Now these two.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies.
Yeah, you are very correct.
As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them.
Which is kind of yes, kind of no. They have forgotten what the Warriors of Light looked like. And they kind of remember, but they don't. They remember that the Warriors of Light are important. They remember that they were adventurers who helped the different nations. But beyond that, not really anything. They don't remember what they look like or anything like that. They are literally silhouettes of light in their memories.
Deep are the wounds the calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady! We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Alright, so this is where we have to make our decision on who we're gonna be working with it. And like I said, doesn't matter. Because of how much I'm probably gonna get back into crafting and gathering, because there's gonna be some streams where I'm just not gonna want to do main story quest stuff, especially with me now doing some stuff on the side with another group who are all over the story. The two newest ones are before all of this. They're still working on the first dungeons and getting to the first dungeons. So I'm going to need to have something to do so that I'm not completely moving past everybody. But at the same time, we do have people in the group that are already high levels, have already beaten the game even. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the flames because that's just what I've been doing. I think I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. Yeah, keep your company, Immortal Flames. This is all going to be important. Alright, now we go back to... not that one. Because this is going to be the important part where we finally do the last couple of things and get our chocobo. We want our chocobo now. And another good thing about the flames is that they're literally right next to the main crystal. The twin adders are also next to it, but they're a little bit further away. The storms are very, very far away from it. Ow. Okay, yes. No matter which group you go to, this is going to be something that happens. I believe this is out the... I believe it's out this way. Yep. And then it's going to be up near the bridge. Yep. Okay, I know where we're going. I could either go straight there by going to Horizon, or I could just go ahead and run the little bit that I need to go. When it's this close, I tend to just try and walk it. It saves me a little bit of gil, because teleporting everywhere does get a bit expensive. Is a fate right there. We're not worried about it because we're way over level for it. We are... That's where we're going right there. Excuse me. Let's see, is this... Okay, yep. This is the one that I was thinking it was. It'll take me back to level 24, that's fine. Oh, that was lucky. So, before I go too far, this guy just mentioned the name Wedge and Tiny Bronco. Those are both names that are fairly important. He hasn't introduced himself, but his name is Biggs. And Biggs and Wedge have been iconic duo in Final Fantasy for a very, very long time. They change in every single iteration, but they're in just about every single Final Fantasy game. Now, Tiny Bronco, that's just a name of one of the airships that you'll get in Final Fantasy VII. I believe it's actually a helicopter. I believe the Tiny Bronco is the helicopter, with the High Wind being the actual airship. In 7, you get the Tiny Bronco, it gets shot down, and it essentially becomes a boat. You can't fly with it, you can only use it to get around the surface of the water, because you eventually get a submarine. But yeah. Tiny Bronco, High Wind, stuff like that, those were all created by a guy named Sid. And Sid eventually comes into all of this as well. Yeah, they're talking about Garland. Sid's last name in this iteration is Garland. Alright. Now, I'll be honest, this was one of the first solo instances that really gave me trouble. I wasn't really paying much attention when I first went through about who I'm supposed to be prioritizing. Basically, we're going to go after these guys in the back first, then we'll come up and we'll deal with these types of guys, and you'll see as we go along. I keep forgetting how much further ahead I am. Target these guys in the wrong order, you can still make it through fairly well, but this just makes it a lot easier. Where are you going? Targeting me. This is not who you should be targeting. No, you're still on me. Okay. Alright. Come on, Mr. Tank. Where are you going? Back here. Ow. appreciate if you stop attacking me. Not that you're doing any major damage, but still. And he's done. I need another drink. Give me just a second. No, you're right. I'm an Imperial spy. Alright, now we go back. I am just going to go ahead and teleport there. I know it's not that far away, but we are getting fairly close to the end of our time. We've done our 2 hours, and now we're working on the 3rd hour, since I didn't get my full 2 hours yesterday. And tomorrow, I'm going to be late to stream. This is just the ceremony. This isn't important. It's just, hello, welcome to the group. Whoa! Now we're going to work you like a mule. I got all these. These are not too big of a deal. Delivery missions. Those are very important if you are a crafter or gatherer. You, Swift, give me my little chocobo. Thank you. I want this. Thank you. Go over to the quartermaster before you can actually get any... I don't have that yet. Okay, I see what's gonna happen here. They're gonna make me go back here in order to get the dang things and then come back here to get the chocobo. Ah! There's a reason people don't like this, this little town here. Vesper Bay is a pain. You have to come here way too many times without your chocobo. All this walking is very, very monotonous. But I have to come here and talk to... You're still here, Birdfeather. What are you doing? There's a whole world outside. You give me my these right here, the seals. You want the seals. The seals are important. Oh, and it's gonna happen with this. Gosh dang it, I don't... Blah, blah, blah. Why, hello, Biggs and Wedge. Sorry, give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. So, something that was mentioned in the last thing we did, but I don't think really talked too much about. Magitech is a Garland thing. There are very few people outside of Garland who expect, that's not the word, who understand how any of it works. These two happen to be Magitech engineers. They can make stuff that runs off of Magitech. And Garland Ironworks, which is the company, I'm going to say, that Biggs and Wedge work for, was originally a Garland company. They're based from there. Sometime after the Calamity, or maybe a little bit before the Calamity, they decided, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We'll go ahead and grab this next one. Thank you. This is going to want us to go to Gridania. We'll go there
Now,
after.
Having set aside the formalities,
I'll let her finish
we
speaking.
have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like Gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Yeah, I guess that's an adequate description of them. They almost identically look like these ferns. Yeah. You'll see here in a bit.
Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Just gonna tell you straight out, yeah, they can still summon him. He's not one of the ones that we have to fight right now through the main progress of the story, but eventually he becomes, I think he's an optional one. Maybe we do have to do it through the post game of ARR, but main progress, don't need to.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda.
Which is the Ixal's primal.
Who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
She's definitely an interesting fight.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo.
Which is why we have to go and do it.
Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
No. Okay, I will.
I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania.
A veritable babe in the woods.
Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Your mouth didn't even move for that last line.
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
So, as much as those two bicker and fight with each other, they are actually very, very good friends. There's stuff going on in the background that we don't find out about for a couple of expansions. They are extremely good friends. Alright, so now they want me to go to the Adder's Nest, but we're gonna go to Ul'dah first. We're gonna get our Chocobo, and we're gonna name our Chocobo. And then we're not gonna ride our Chocobo, ever. At least I hope I've got enough. Excuse me, Quartermaster? Why do I not have this material? Flame Chocobo. We need this. That's what we were needing, which is why we needed to go and get those seals, because we got 300 seals, and the thing cost 200. We're gonna come over here, talk to this guy, Mimigun. And I could have warped over there, but I think this was actually a little bit faster. Mimigun, I want a bird. Yes. Hand it over. Yay. So, the difference in the Chocobo when you have a different Grand Company, they'll have a different little flag on their wings. Each one's going to have the flag of whichever company that you've joined. We need to give him a name, and his name is going to be... Oh, okay, there you are. He's going to be Captain... Oh, it won't let me put special characters in. Ah! Fine, we'll just call him Quark. We were gonna name him Captain Quark, but that's fine. Run away, Chocobo! Give me the whistle. Give me the whistle. Yes, I know. So, you can customize your Chocobo. I can now summon him. If I go to this and go to Companion, if I go to Appearance, we've got different things that we can use to change the armor that he's wearing. It doesn't change any of his stats. It doesn't change any of his abilities. It doesn't change his color. Color, you're going to have to do stuff through gardening. You got to buy special stuff. You've got to have him in a stable, and then you have to feed him specific foods to get certain colored plumage. And I think it takes like a day for the results to actually come through. And there's a calculator outside of the actual game that will tell you what you need to feed them, or a general idea. Sometimes it's off, sometimes it works. Eventually, you'll get the ability to bring your Chocobo into battle with you. You want to do that as much as possible, fight things that are close to your level, and your Chocobo will gain levels. Your Chocobo will go to level 10, which means that you can fill up one of these three to the fullest. And then you can buy an item that will let you level another one. I don't know if you can do all three. I typically just do Attacker and Defender. Attacker because last I had checked, there was a special Barding, which is the set, the armor that you can put on it to change its appearance. That is for, like, the Dragoon. Why you don't get it through your Dragoon class, I don't know. And then actions. Actions aren't important. We don't have it. These are Gizzle grades. But we're not worried about them. We're going to go and return. Because we've got something else we've got to do in Gridania, aside from, you know, our main story quest. Because we have hit level 30. So we've got one more thing that we have to deal with Focus. Yeah. We're technically of level to get our job advancement. That. Go to Lancer's Guild. I did read that right. I am level 30. Yeah, I'm level 30. Okay, he is in there. Good. Yuane! I am ready. And this is, again, nothing important. This is just the end of the Folquist storyline. He's been a pain in the butt. we've dealt with him time and time again. Now he's being even more of a butt. He's been attacking different trainees in the Lancers Guild. And he is out a different way. He's out this way in North Shroud. Or is he not in North Shroud yet? Do I have to go the other way to check out his attacks or not? Let me click it. Oh no, it is down here. And then he eventually ends up there. Either way, we're gonna grab the thing here, because I believe before I can actually go and do any of my job promotion stuff, I have to finish the Sylph stuff. Or a certain point of the Sylph stuff. Hello, sir. Yes, you want me to go and talk to them. Can you just give me this? Thank you. Let's go ahead and get it from you. Yeah. This is just him asking us to go over there and talk to them. Now, before I do too terribly much, you know what? No. We'll go ahead and just warp out through the crystal. Because now we've got our mount. I will jump onto my chocobo, just so that you guys can see it. And then we'll be changing over to our bike. That is Blue Badger. Yes, click it. Click it! Okay, so first things first, we're going to move Sprint to this one. Okay, we're going to go here. We're going to go to Mount Guide. I am going to go ahead and move this down here, but we are going to use this one. Summon. Okay. And we now have our mount. As you can see, it's a lot faster than just walking. This here took, what, about 20 seconds? If I walk it, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, and about 15. If I get onto this one, you can see it's much faster. It's faster than even the Chocobo. This is, unfortunately, it's a cash shop item. You do have to spend real money to get it. I generally try and tell people to stay away from cash shop stuff, but if you are trying to get from one place to the next fast, if you're doing streaming and stuff like that, I do recommend getting the motorcycle. One, it looks neat. It's Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which is neat in and of itself, and it is already set to the highest speed. You don't have to worry about progressing through the story to make things faster. I will be back. I have to make a bathroom trip. Okay. So, as I go off to this next one, I am going to talk a bit more about the cash shop. I want to get everything that you need to know about the cash shop done and out of the way. All of the good, all of the bad, and all of the ugly. So, like I said, this, very cool looking. It's going to help you if you are trying to get to places quickly. Eventually, all of your mounts will have the same speed. That's not really a major issue. This just kind of gives you a little bit, as you saw, it's a significant boost from the Chocobo, but it is not an overly overwhelming amount. That is a very cool mount. I really like that. It's not needed. You don't have to have it. It just looks cool, and it helps out in the beginning. There are certain things in the cash shop that I very much like, I enjoy. I think they're good for people to go ahead and use their extra money on if they want to. For example, Fantasia Potions. Fantasia Potions allow you to change a lot of different things. You basically get to recreate your character to the same level that you're currently at. So if you started off as an Elizin and you decided that, oh, you really like the way that the Rogadins look, you can remake yourself as a Rogadin. Or you started your account in the very early stages when there was only like 5 races, and you're playing in one of the future expansions where they've added in something much cooler to your eyes. The fortune, blah, 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 blah. The Fantasia Potion is good for that as well. We're gonna start moving. Fantasia Potions, I love. I think they're great. You will get one at the end of A Realm Reborn, which I think is fantastic. It is always good to have that free one so that you can test things out. And you can use it to test out the look of things without actually using it, I think. There are some people I know who they'll change their character like once a month, which is okay. It's not what I personally think you should do. I think that you should only do it if you really want to change your character. All right, let's get off this. So that's the good. There are there are cosmetic items, so that's still part of the good. Cosmetic items that you don't have to have. They do offer something a little bit more unique than what you can get in-game. I don't like the fact that a lot of those are purchased per character. Let me get back on it. The bike, you buy this once, it's for your entire account. You'll get this on every single one of your characters. And I'm pretty sure it's for the entire account and not just each data server. Yeah, it's got to be account, because I've got a character on over on Goblins, which is a different data server than here. It's not Aether, it's Crystal Goblins, I think. Yeah. Anyways, it'll give you this specific one on multiple different characters. A lot of their cosmetic apparel you have to buy specifically for each character. I don't like that. I think if you buy the outfit, you should have the outfit for all of your characters. They have emotes. I like the emotes. They've got some that are really good. They've got some that are a lot of fun. You can't get them in-game. You have to buy them. I think that that's bad. The ugly. The very, very, very ugly. They do offer books that allow you to skip the story and skip to a certain level for your jobs. I don't agree with that. I think that's bad. Because when you do that, you just never get to learn your class. And I'm speaking from experience, because I have, on a different account, bought a job progression to level, I think it was 60, because that was the second to the highest level at the time, because they go in blocks of 10. A Realm Reborn is 50, Heaven's Word is 60, Stormblood is 70, so that's where I would have gotten mine at, was then, because Shadowbringers hadn't come out yet. And the current one with Endwalkers is level 90. I skipped all of Heaven's Word, which is a big reason why I'm going back through it all now. There are things that I never got to see, never got to learn, and it was a regret of mine. So we're going back through it all. I had good reasons for skipping it when I did, but I speaking from personal experience, don't do it. It's not gonna help you learn. You're not going to understand the story. And Heaven's Word is good. Okay? Heaven's Word is good. It's where things really start to get good in the story. And it just progresses from there. So, missing out on that, you're going to be lost through the rest of it. Sorry, itchy foot. So that is Cash Shop in a nutshell. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly. If you don't have the money, don't do any of it. It's not worth going into debt for, oh look, now I can dress up in a Moogle costume. It's not worth it to say, oh look, now I have a horse with 6 legs. It's not worth that. If you've got the extra, you like the game, you want to have some of that extra cosmetic stuff, great, fantastic. Do it. Don't let people tell you otherwise. Please try and stay away from job advancement books. Try and stay away from story progression books. It's not really worth it. If you want to do it for your retainers, I think that's fine. Your retainers aren't important story-wise, and all you'll be doing is skipping their progress, which is just leveling. And I think it only brings them up to your level, so if you're going to do it, wait until you're a max level. And that is actually all the time we have for this. I'm not going to be able to do... yeah, no. Not going to have the time to do this. This will be the first thing that we do in tomorrow's stream. I am going to be late for that. Here, let me switch to end of stream. I'm going to be late for tomorrow's stream. That's just something I'm going to be unable to keep myself from doing. I've got a meeting at work. Gotta be there, unfortunately. I skipped the Tuesday one. They have it on 2 different days. It's, like, stupid. It's just training that I've done 3 times already. I've been working at this place for about 4 years now. And it's all stuff that I've been through and done and proven time and time again that I understand. But we gotta go over it every year. It's stupid. And if I don't do it, they will make me go to, like, extra classes. So, better to just do it and get it done. Let's see. I believe that that is everything. Yeah. I don't have anything else. Let me exit out of this. Yes. Yeah, well, that's strange. I thought it only allowed me to immediately exit out if I was in a sanctuary. Yeah, well. So yeah. That's everything for today. I'm gonna make myself bigger. I like myself to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Now I can actually talk to you kind of face to face. Thank you all for joining me. To anybody who's watching the YouTube VOD, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.